Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew? It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
When we back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got a good one for y'all today. We got these are 10 most powerful gangsters ever.
There you go.
And I ain't talking about no gangsters disciples. It's in gangsters. Inside joke, y'all. Inside joke. But with that being said, you know any powerful gangsters out here?
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't talking about your cousin.
Well, not your uncle.
I ain't talking about your. I ain't talking about. Dang.
I
Think they gonna be on the list? Oh, shit. Right. But before we get into this, man, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. You want to further support your channel, just check out the links in the description box down below. But again, these are 10 most powerful gangsters ever. Yeah, they better be powerful, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's about. Y'all weak, man. Don't kill me.
They were the ultimate villains. They lived life king size and ruled kingdoms with iron-fisted methods. They made more money than is imaginable and spent it on decadent luxuries and glittering parties. Their cruelty is legendary. Everyone, from judges, policemen, to senators and presidents, were in their pockets. They knew that real power lay with them and were not afraid to use it. Their lives are the stuff movies are made of. In this video, we've listed 10 of the most powerful gangsters of all time. Here we go. Number 10, Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas capitalized off the heroin trade in the 1960s and 1970s by using an East Asian connection during the Vietnam War, cutting off the Italian mafia who controlled the trade in his Harlem at the time. Lucas, originally from North Carolina, employed members of his family to take over the heroin trade in New York and New Jersey.
How y'all let a little country boy come from down south take over the East Coast like that?
I was like, why are you talking like that?
How let a little country boy from the country come take over? For real though.
I mean, it don't matter that you're from the country. Shoot.
You know what they ain't gonna get it to all this.
Lucas would claim to have sold $1 million worth of heroin a day in his prime, and claimed to have a net worth of over $52 million on top of a large supply of liquid assets, namely heroin. Number 9, Griselda Blanco. Griselda Blanco, also known as the Black Widow or the Cocaine Queen of Miami, was a drug lord for the Colombian Medellin cartel. She controlled the cocaine trade through violence and intimidation, making $80 million a month during the 1970s and 80s. Reports claim that at her peak, Griselda Blanco had more than $500 million. After serving 10 years in jail on drug charges, Blanco would return to her native Colombia. Number 8.
So she's still alive? Hey, we need a Trap Queen movie. She is the Trap Queen. 80 mil? She worth half? They said half, or she was worth a whole bill?
I can't remember, so don't give me the line.
But we need a movie on her though.
Anthony Salerno. Italian mobster Fat Tony Salerno made his millions running the numbers and drugs racket in East Harlem after most other Italian mobsters left the area, as it became more black and Latino in the 1960s, making tens of millions of dollars. As the frontman for the Genovese crime family, Salerno was named the America's top gangster by Fortune magazine in 1986, due to his wealth of more than $1 billion and influence. In 1988, Salerno was convicted of racketeering charges and was sentenced to 70 years in prison. Number 7, Carlos Leder. Leder was one of the founders of the Colombian Medellin cartel. While in prison, Leder met Boston-born drug trafficker George Jung, who helped him import and distribute cocaine from his native Colombia into the United States, accumulating $2.7 billion. Cocaine made Leder so rich that he owned his own island in the Bahamas and offered to pay off.
Hell, who I need to? I'm trying to get the plug.
I'm not about to play
Bro,
with
he
you.
on his own island. Shit.
Bruh.
Mr. B said, yeah, no. That little piece of LA he had on them.
I am done.
Bruh.
Cocaine made later so rich that he owned his own island in the Bahamas and offered to pay off Colombia's debt. Later would eventually be extradited to the United States and sentenced to life in prison, which was reduced after he agreed to testify against former Panamanian President Manuel Noriega in 1992. Number 6, Meyer Lansky. Lansky was a Jewish immigrant from Poland who would make a fortune of gambling, both legal and illegal. Lansky would join notorious gangsters Charles Lucky Luciano and Ben Bugsy Siegel to run a gang that would be known as Murder Inc. Lansky would later turn to focus on gambling, setting up operations in Florida, Las Vegas, and Cuba before the Cuban Revolution. In 1982, Forbes would name him as one of the 400 richest people in America. Lansky would be indicted for tax evasion and fled to Israel. He would later return to the U.S. to face charges and was acquitted in 1974. Lansky would die a free man in Miami at age 83.
He escaped. He did it straight up like a ball. The real Murder Inc.
Real murder.
Ja Rule no may have shit on.
Number 5, Joseph Kennedy. Joseph Kennedy is the patriarch of one of America's most powerful and prestigious families. One of his sons became president, another district attorney, and presidential candidates, and another a senator. At his peak, Kennedy was one of the richest men in America. But, as the saying goes, behind every great fortune, there is a great crime. Kennedy was already in the liquor business before Prohibition, but, according to several books and gangsters, became a bootlegger with ties to the New York and Chicago underworlds after liquor was made illegal. After Prohibition ended, Kennedy made a fortune off selling legitimate liquor as well as through Hollywood and the stock market. Kennedy was named one of the 20 richest people in America in 1954 by Fortune magazine and had a net worth of more than $300 million, which would be in the high billions today. It has been reported that Kennedy contacted mobster Frank Costello, who was known to brag that he was a bootlegger with Kennedy, to use another mobster, Chicago's Sam Giancana, to help his son John get elected through his ties to Chicago and the unions.
I know you didn't want me to pause, but that was a pausable moment, bro. So you telling me that's how John got in? Maybe the assassination ain't had nothing to do.
Shut up.
Conspiracy. For real?
I know, yeah.
We'll talk about it off camera, because that's a conspiracy, bro.
Number 4, Amado Carrillo Fuentes. Amado Carrillo Fuentes was the head of the Mexican Juarez cartel. He was known as Lord of the Skies due to his private fleet of planes, including 22 private 727 jet airliners, which were used to import cocaine from Colombia to Mexico, where it was later smuggled into the United States. Fuentes had an estimated net value of $25 billion, almost twice as much as Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg, and the DEA called him the most powerful drug trafficker of his era. He would die while undergoing plastic surgery to alter his appearance in 1997. Number 3, Joaquin Guzman. El Chapo is one of Mexico's most powerful drug lords. He is the head of the Sinaloa cartel, which smuggles in billions of dollars from Colombia through Mexico and into the United States. Guzman became rich enough to make Forbes' list of 1,000 wealthiest people in the world, as well as their top 60 most powerful people in the world, with a net worth of over $5 billion. Guzman was jailed in 1993, but escaped from prison in 2001, and is currently number 1 on the FBI's most wanted list, with a $5 million reward for his capture.
He in jail now, but he escaped, I think, multiple times.
That's
like,
crazy.
yo, and if you know his story, you know he started off as a driver for another.
It be like that. You get to learn a game like that. Just
No,
being
so
observant.
one of the ones Narcos I watched on, what they did, they killed his boss and said, "Hey, you want a job?" And he was like, "Yeah." And he moved up and ran through.
That's how he, okay.
That was on Narcos.
Oh.
I don't know if it's real.
Okay.
FBI's most wanted list, with a $5 million reward for his capture. Number 2, Al Capone.
Chicago.
Al Capone is perhaps the most powerful gangster of all time, and also one of the richest. During Prohibition, Capone controlled the illegal alcohol, prostitution, and gambling rackets in Chicago, which brought in $100 million a year at its prime. Capone's money allowed him to bribe police officials, judges, and even the mayor of Chicago. Unfortunately, he could not bribe the IRS, who convicted him of tax evasion in 1932 and sentenced him to 11 years in prison. Number 1, Pablo Escobar.
Pablo number 1?
Pablo Escobar.
Yo.
Escobar is perhaps the most powerful drug lord of the modern era. He ran the Medellin cartel, which imported billions of dollars of cocaine into the United States. Pablo's money brought him great power, as he was able to bribe officials or have them killed if they wouldn't take his bribes. Forbes magazine named Escobar the 7th richest man in the world, with a net worth of $25 billion. In 1993, Escobar was killed by Colombian forces with U.S. assistance after he escaped from a Colombian prison. That concludes our video of the 10 most powerful gangsters.
Yo.
That was crazy.
That was lit, though. That was lit. That was right up.
It was right up your alley, huh?
Yeah. Only show I really want to see is on Griselda. You know what I'm saying? The Trap Queen. I really want to see.
Let me see.
It ain't no movie on her. I already know. But I really want to check out like her whole story. I know there's like documentaries online, but she's the real Trap Queen, bro. You really looking it up right now?
No, because I was trying to see something, but I guess not.
But the conspiracy one, come on, girl.
No, I'm listening, baby.
The conspiracy
just
one,
trying to look
I really feel
real
like
quick.
the John Kennedy one,
Yeah.
that's a little conspiracy behind that one, man. I swear I feel like
See, because every time I keep looking something up, it keep bringing her name up. Because I used to, I don't know for sure. That's what I was trying to see. I was trying to see was Queen of the South
based off
of her. Yeah, but I have to read because I don't know for sure.
Could be. If y'all know, let us know in the comment section down below.
Yeah, if you know, because when I look it up on Google, it keep bringing up her name. When I look up Queen of the South, is based on, because that was my show. So I want to know. If it's not, then it's probably just, I just have to see. I have to read.
But as always, man, y'all know what to do. Spam us up in the comment section down below. Letting us know what y'all might want to see us react to next. So we can always bring it over here for y'all, man. But as always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
Well,
I was about to say king and queen.
Scrap that. But we are kings and queens around
yes,
here.
We are.
We're gonna scrap that,
okay.
right? As always, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Kid and C. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to say? I see her
on point.
Okay.
I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are, y'all.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money low, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.